Salesiana Politécnica University.
I'm going to speak today about Good Living Plan National objective to promote transformation of the productive structure, production based on the socialist knowledge economy, to promote transformation of production structures, has long been a historical aspiration. Eloy Alfaro Delgado already mentioned this over 1 years ago. If we look for the cause of the previous increase, the industry in the Greek Republic will be boom. That is known that the protectionist system in vigor, industrial activity making the most beautiful longings of patriotism to enrich the world's national events. European people are fully where industries are perfect, such as in France, for example. We still observe some prudent and economic system we wish remove in any event country is industrial interest. Foreign challenge must be oriented towards setting up new industry and promoting new and diverse sectors with high productive, competitive and sustainable, which ensure a territorial cohesion and drive economic inclusion in its production chain. Financial and non-financial resources must be strategically managed, depending public investment to generate conditions for systemic competitiveness, promoting public performing and private investment. The commitment of the government of the citizens' revolution is to build a democratic, equitable and solidary society, incorporating knowledge, organized action by an economic system and transforming productive structure to promote import substitution and productive diversification can reverse the current capital accumulation process that is concentrated and exclusionary. The 213 to 217 government defines the productive, diversified economy, dynamically drive productive, guarantee national sovereignty in domestic production and consumption, and arise out of dependence on commodity export, forming new industries and strength production sector with economic inclusion in their chains, support by public investment, new private investment, public procurement, incentives for production, and sane utilization of biodiversity will boost national industry, subsistence for imports, and lessen external vulnerability. The Constitution established construction of fair, democratic, productive, solidary, sustainable economic system based on equal distribution of the benefit of development, orienting the elements of productive transformation as incentive for national production, systemic productivity of knowledge, strategic insertion in the world economy, and complementary production within regional integration to ensure food sovereignty, to efficiently incorporate added value within by biophysical concentrate of natural to achieve will balance, integrate development of the territory to foster fair trade and productive resource and to avoid dependence on import foods. The policies are to diversify and generate greater value added in national products, to promote technology-intensive commodity, intermediate and finished good production, to diversify and generate greater value added in priority sector providing service, to promote production and productivity sustainable, encouraging inclusion and redistributing production factors and resources in the agricultural, aquacultural and fishing sector, to strengthen the popular and solidary economy and micro, small and medium enterprise within the productive structures, to enhance diversified, sustainable commercial process in the framework of productive transformation, to promote public investment and procure as strategic elements in transforming the productive structure, to coordinate raising of financial and non-financial resources to transform the productive structure, to promote conditions for competitiveness and systemic productivity as necessary to enable transformation of the productive structure and consolidation of more equitable structure to generate and distribute wealth. The goals are to increase the share in sport of high, medium, and low technologically intensive products based on natural resources to 50%, to reduce non-petroleum exports of commodities and thus based on natural resources by 40.5%, to increase the share of manufacturing industry to 45%, to reduce the concentration of irrigated farmland by a factor of 60, to reduce commerce intermediation for small and medium producers by 33%, to increase income from tourism to 64% of total service export, to reduce 12 days the time required to start a business.
I'm going to talk to you about personal effects. What are personal effects? Just good that accompany the passenger of individual family drug provide that by their amount or value cannot be considered commercial. Another expense from the payment of taxes to free trade tariff surcharge and the submission or authorization permits, license and import record. What goods are considered as personal effects? The following items, whether new or used, are considered as personal effects of the passengers: clothing, toilets, grooming items, jewelry, consumer jewelry, personal adornment and home decor, books, messengers, photography, material and print or manuscript, documents, processed food, probably cell or vacuum packet, food and children items, portable instruments, equipment, and tools appropriate to the professional or trade. All the passengers are new of use, and regardless of the reason for the trip, provide that such work activity is justified by the professional car work contract in the country or their public or private. Documents provide that have been used prior the passenger begin prior to customer control. Maximum one portable tool for document use in case it's not specific to the professional or trade of the passenger's customer for the or the company circus sport of the purpose. Medication, vitamins and dietary supplements. For the case of medicines, must be accompanied by their respective national or foreign medical prescription. In the case of food supplements, maximum theoretical as for all adults or personnel with devices, whether they are passenger or their family whose kinship corresponds to the fourth degree of causality and the second degree of affinity and cause of their conditional they cannot to travel. Orthoped and similar equipment necessary for medical control, mobilization, and independence. The law provides that these employments are in the accord with adulthood for disability and is scope among professional use. A power for measure blood pressure, temperature, and glucose. Maximum 2 each per passenger of family group. A coping equipment per passenger of family group. Suitcase, bags, or other items that carry luggage. Compact disc of video music or data that can be normally transported by a person. Maximally to live domestic animals as pets in compliance with the established by the corresponding sanitary authority. Maximum to musical instruments with or without the accessory hand or maximum to musical accessories that are not with its main musical instrument that can be transported normally by a person. Maximum 3 items used in different sports and or the accessory tank can be normally transported by a person. Toy and or accessory can be normally transported by a person. For passengers over 18 years old, maximum 3 liters of alcoholic beverages, maximum 6 digital memory for camera, computers, or mobile device, including cell phones, except to incorporate in the aforementioned equipment. Maximum 10 videos games in their stock has cassette, CDs, or similar. Cooking under cells provide they are not electric that can be transported by a person. Portable person car or personal grooming applications such as hair dryer, hair straightener, shaft, and the like 1 unit each appliance per passenger or 2 units of each appliance per housing. Maximum 3 portable electric appliances for domestic use per passenger or family. Maximum
I'm going to speak to them about the main subsidies that exist in the Ecuador. What are subsidies? The subsidy is an economy or an key support provided by a government to compensate for resources that a person and groups of the people stop receiving for a various reasons. Subsidies are neither good or bad, advantage or harmful as they meet or fail to meet the objective. The main subsidies that exist in the Ecuador are subsidies to the offer. They are granted to the producers of goods and service. The subsidy to the demand. There are subsidies that reduce what the user pays below the cost of the goods or service. Direct subsidy. The government pays straight a part of the service to some consumers. Crossed subsidy. In this case, the company calculates its general tariff, which covers the entire cost, but he does not receive the same total from all the clients. Subsidy to the production. There are current payments without compensation with the federal government thus the companies according to its participation in the production. Familiar subsidy. Sum of money that is paid monthly to the work people of medium size and least income. It has a right to be received by those that receive a monthly remuneration not superior to 4 times the current vital minimum wage and leastwise the children of the worker who do not exceed the age of 18 years. Housing subsidy is an economic resource that is granted by only one exceeds the beneficiaries. It has a right to be received by the natural major persons of age and who have no housing. Gas subsidy. The recommended retail price of natural gas imported for its use in motor vehicles for residential and commercial use for the industrial market be compressed or free drink will be established in accordance with the free supply and demand. Subsidy of the fuel years behind in our country, the producers derived from the oil were meaning a revenue source. But this changed in the last 5 years since the fuel turned into a very strong expense, since every year there have risen the percentage that the country destined for this subsidy. Subsidy for fuel for airport for former President Rafael Correa, since January 2012, will apply a partial elimination of the subsidy to fuel for air transport in the country, because the subsidy cost the country more than $90 million. Educational subsidy, ex-granted annually, as it helps to the request of useful students that need the children of work people who have arrived. Unemployment subsidy. Unemployment subsidy is a support that established the national government granted by the houses of family. Compensations by only one time in their life to persons who have lost employment and who expired with certain established conditions. Electrical subsidy. The generation price will increase of $5 per kilowatt to $8, that is to say, an increase of 36%. Subsidy to the potable water. It's valid for the residential cleaning of the public service of drinking water and sewerage and severed waters. Subsidy of the transport. The government does deliver more subsidies to the sector transporter of the country due to intention of raising the cost of the passage. Thank you.